Welcome in, everybody, to Thursday Night Football right here on Betting Pros. It's time to place your bets. It is me, Joey P. Joe P's up here with me, of course. It's Scott Bogman. It's you. We're hanging out. It's the Giants traveling to take on the San Francisco 49ers without their star running back, Saquon Barkley. Not that it would matter, possibly anyway, but it's something we're going to factor into the lines, and that's what we're going to talk about here on today's show. Scott Bogman's got props. He's got lines for you. He's all locked and loaded, ready to go. When last we saw each other, Scott Bogman, I went 2 for 2, got the parlay of the Monday night game. So Joey P is back in business, baby. Let's go. But unfortunately, we lost Nick Chubb, so it came at a cost. It's like the Infinity War question. You know, what did it cost you? Well, it cost me everything. It cost me Nick Chubb, which was very, very sad. I'm still getting over it. Trayvon Diggs also out for the year with a torn ACL. The injuries are piling up. I don't like it, Scott Bogman. I don't like it at all.
The second before we came on here, Tyler Biadasz, the Cowboys offensive lineman, going for an MRI as well. What are they doing at Cowboys practice today? I don't like it. Yeah,
at all. They're playing the Cardinals. They don't need any practice.
Yeah, I mean,
no practice. Go in there cold. Just play.
How many Mississippis is Dobbs going to get before he gets hit on every play? I mean, he needs to go. How many Utahs will he get? Probably
he gets a one Mississippi.
Yeah, just a Utah. He gets a Utah.
He gets a Utah. That's about it. Yeah.
I believe on my because I would consider my touchdown calls dart throws 6 of 8 in our two Monday night doubleheader. I got my over half of Deshaun Watson pick on the first play of the game in Pittsburgh. That was a lot of fun. So feeling pretty good about some of these props
on Deshaun. That was a little upsetting to me. I thought I was going to get that, especially when Chubb went out. I thought, okay, I'm going to go 3 for 3 on these.
Probably should have. Tonight. There were a couple plays where Troy Aikman was talking about it. It's like, I don't know why Deshaun just didn't run here. He had 10 yards. So
one of my favorite things so far in the NFL season is watching listening to Troy Aikman be befuddled by quarterback play in the NFL. He's
been mean.
Starting a Monday night with Zach Wilson and all the way up through, everything else in the
Yeah, Kenny Pickett just does not do his job here. He is not looking the safety off at all. He's staring down his first read. He's right. The same thing with Zach Wilson's. But Zach Wilson, it was like something personal with him. I don't know. I know he loves the older women. Did he go after Troy's wife? I don't know.
Maybe Troy's mama. I don't know.
I don't understand what it is there. But yeah, it seemed to be not a little more than just this is a bad quarterback play, a little animosity towards him as well. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like Zach Wilson's attitude or something. But I'm with you. There's been a lot of Troy Aikman QB hate. And you know what you should do? A fun drinking game if you want some alcohol poisoning would be every time Troy says awfully, take a drink. He says it awfully.
Yeah, okay. That's like every time Tony Romo says especially, which is not a word. It's not.
I know that's your biggest.
And now you hear it. Now that I said it, right? You hear it now. Mm-hmm. Like it's one of those things you probably didn't hear until I said it, and now that's all you hear. And then that's done my job.
I think he's saying especially, but he has a weird Chicago.
No, he's saying especially because he's
just throwing the X on there. Okay,
yeah. Like people say espresso, and it's not espresso. There's no X. It's espresso. But anyway, we've got a game to talk about. So let's talk about it. But first, we want to talk about giving you things for free. We love free stuff. Here's the latest. All right, everybody, it's that time again here at Betting Pros. Time to give away some free stuff. And this time, we're giving away a James Cook autographed jersey. That's right. This jersey can be yours. And all you have to do is subscribe to our Betting Pros YouTube channel. That sounds pretty easy. Oh, wait, and drop a comment below. That sounds easy too. So subscribe, drop a comment below, and you just might win this autographed jersey thanks to us here at Betting Pros. And don't forget to click that little bell till it goes ding so you know if you're the big winner. There you have it, everybody. That James Cook jersey is not going to give away itself, and we want to give it to you. All right, everybody, time to go back to the action. All right, here we are, the Giants and the 49ers. 49ers looked really good, like 2 games into the season. They are 2-0. The Giants looked terrible for the first game and a half, and then decided they were going to play football last week. It barely beat the Arizona Cardinals. Again, it did cost them Saquon Barkley in that game. But here's the number right now. It is the best one you can get here. San Francisco is -10 at Bet365. At -110, the New York Giants are +10.5 over on DK. The 42.5 is the best over you can get, and that's on FanDuel at -115. Over at Sugar House, though, you can get 43.5 if you like the under at -109. If If you like the Giants for the upset, and I don't, it's plus 440 over on DK. So Bogman, let's talk about this game. Look, this feels like one of those, short week. Giants are banged up. They're playing a team that's significantly better than them. Ayuk is going to play in this game too, in case anyone was wondering. That news just broke a little while ago. How healthy he is, we don't know. But Boggs, this seems like a smash on paper by the 49ers. Do they cover the 10?
Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love that it's double digits and everything, but you gotta lay the 10 and take the Niners in this game. And I expected the Giants to be way better. I do think they'll be a better team moving forward here, but you're on short rest. You don't have your best offensive player. You don't have one of your offensive linemen. The defense has not been particularly good. So you have Kayvon Thibodeau blaming scheme on why he's not being more productive. Like, it's just, there's not a whole lot good. You remember in Apollo 13, Joe, when they're like, all right, what do you have on the spacecraft that's good? And they go, we'll get back to you, flight. That's kind of what we're at.
I thought the answer is always Bill Paxton. Isn't Bill Paxton always the correct answer?
R.I.P.
Bill Paxton, gone way too soon. Love Bill
Way
Paxton.
too soon. Yeah. So I just, it's not clicking right now, and I highly doubt it's going to click on short rest on the road across the country without your best offensive player. So I'm going to take the Niners.
Yeah, I'm on the Niners too on the 10. I think this is just one of those where, I get where Bogman's coming from. He doesn't love it because sometimes these things are too good to be true, but
Thursday night is weird. It was this Thursday night was weird because it was like we had the great game on Thursday night. Well, I say great, if you
great
really
second
like,
half.
If you really like,
it was a great second half. It was very entertaining second half.
Kirk Cousins made that whole game. He looked unbelievable. He was
prime time Kirk Cousins. Can we give him some love?
Beat into the ground on every play too. So to get up after each of those shots and keep dropping dimes was awesome from Kirk Cousins. And then the Monday night games looked like Thursday night games. They were sloppy, terrible, weird turnovers, penalties. So I think we get back on track with Thursday night looking like crap this week. Hopefully not. I would love a fun game, but I like the Niners here. I think you got to take them. And I like the under in this game because I just don't expect, I don't know what we're going to get from the Giants. I don't expect a lot.
Yeah, I lean towards the under, but I'll be honest, I've not bet the under on this one. Yeah, I haven't gotten there. I'm not, because again, the Giants have to keep up their, end of the bargain in this game to get to the over, but this feels like a 31-13 game to me, and that is right at the number. Like it's like, and I'm just kind of like, do I really want to do that to myself? I feel like it's right around 44. That sounds about right to me. So I'm just it's a hard pass for me on this one. But I do believe that 10 in the San Francisco. Look, sometimes it's just that easy. It shouldn't always be. But the short week down Barkley, again, a run defense. It's really good for the 49ers. They get after the quarterback. The script for winning this game for the Giants and the big upset, Boggs, the only script I can write is that there's another major injury, where it's a McCaffrey injury or something like that.
How dare you?
I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to think of the pathway to the Giants winning this football game.
Don't even put that out in the universe, Joe.
Massive Daniel Jones moments where he runs for 60 yards on something and breaks loose. And, like, I don't know, man. I don't think that the 49ers aren't taking the Giants seriously in this game. And I think they know this. This was a playoff team last year. I know that the Giants
did that to the Rams, and they it wasn't as close as the score made it because of that field goal to cover the hook for whatever reason. Weird Sean McVay move there. I didn't like it.
Maybe he had money on the game. Maybe he's downloaded the app at BettingPros and he knows what he's doing. Maybe that's
I hope not. That would be a wild conflict of interest there. But yeah, I obviously that was weird, and I bet the Niners too. So I think they kind of got scared last week. You kind of having like like a college team, like we saw Florida State kind of get scared by Boston College last week. That's just snapping back to reality. I think that's what we saw with the Niners against the Rams last week.
All right. Remember, if you're picking games, make sure you're going to win some free stuff while you do it. Join our NFL contest. That's what you want to do. It's free. Download the Betting Pros app. Go to the community tab. Join the NFL contest. All you got to do is make picks. That's it. You don't have to put money in it. Just make picks. The grand prize winner gets a Jackson Smith and Jigba autographed jersey. We've also got Betting Pros, Fantasy Pros upgrades, Betting Pros and Fantasy Pros swag, weekly winners, monthly winners. So go win. That's what we want you to do over here. Again, you can go to bettingpros.com/NFL contest or just click the community tab and join that way because that's super easy too. Scott Bogman, let's get to some of the props that you got tonight. What do you have for the good people here at Betting Pros?
Well, there's a couple. Let's first go back to the well immediately. Let's go with the Daniel Jones over half of an interception here. Look, there's just going to be so much pressure put on this Giants offensive line, and I expect the Niners to be winning this game late and Daniel Jones to have to pass. I also think passing is the name of the game with Saquon Barkley out and your only backups being Matt Breida and Gary Brightwell. So it's minus 130. The juice isn't the best. Maybe you're going to pair it with something else. But, we're going just immediately back to the well here.
Yeah, I'm good with that. By the way, while we were talking, I just got an update on my Betting Pros app. Isn't that convenient? For anytime touchdown, first touchdown, Christian McCaffrey plus 260 for him to get the first one there. Like that. That's a good one. That's available right now.
How is that plus 260?
I don't know, but it's on
touchdowns
DK.
Are finicky. I get it, but
yeah, but still, McCaffrey for the first one plus 260. It's a chance I'm willing to take. Also, you get George Kittle anytime plus 180. So if Ayuk is in there and not 100%, this is always what happens. You start to look at the other guys. Yeah.
What's the Giant or the Niners defense first touchdown? What does that pay?
I don't know.
That was Alex Highsmith for the Steelers on Monday night. So
it was. I know. Yeah, I'd feel pretty good about that. All right, so we got one locked in the books there. We got Daniel Jones against that gimme minus 130. So maybe you put this in with the 49ers and you start to build a little skinny parlay. Not a big fat one because those don't work. You got to get the skinny ones.
You got to get a Joe not a Bogman parlay.
I'm not skinny. I don't know how many times,
we're talking about comparatively.
That's all I am. I'm fit fat. I go to the gym. I can eat a sleeve of Oreos and run a 5K in the same day. That's my standard.
I'm what Joe is if he just ate the Oreos and didn't run the 5K. Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get to the next thing. What do you have here? Another one on the Giants side, I see.
Yeah, I got a couple Giants receiving props here that I like, and it's because, once again, I feel like Daniel Jones is going to be throwing the ball a lot. I feel like the Niners are going to take an early lead. The Giants are going to have to play catch up. Plus, you're down Saquon Barkley. So I think passing is going to be the name of the game in this for this Giants offense here. And let's go Paris Campbell, and let's start with total yards for him. And we're going to go over 29.5 rushing and receiving yards. I think the receiving yards is like 28.5. The juice isn't bad. It's minus 115 on this. And the reason I'm doing this is because we read in the preseason that there were a lot of trick plays being run with Paris Campbell, a lot of reverses, a lot of Paris Campbell lining up in the backfield. We saw Elijah Moore do this a little bit after Nick Chubb went out for the Browns, right? Like they had a couple plays for him. And we see this, it's a copycat league. And the Niners, who they're playing, started this stuff with Debo, really. And I think we're going to see Paris Campbell get a couple of snaps out of the backfield, a couple carries. He's been like a 70% snap guy. So he's definitely third on the depth chart in terms of receiving behind Waller and Darius Slayton, of course. But I think 29.5 yards for a team that's supposed to be down the whole game and passing a bunch is not a lot to ask, especially if he will get a couple carries out of the backfield. So give me 29.5 for Paris Campbell total yards.
Well, Scott Bogman, while you went on that nice monologue about Paris Campbell, I found your answer to what's the number of the San Francisco 49ers to score the first touchdown? Plus 410 over on FanDuel. Plus 410. You're getting minus 230 on McCaffrey, by the way, to score anytime touchdown. Actually, I'm sorry. It's not anytime touchdown, San Francisco defense, plus 410.
I like that. First touchdown has got to be like plus 700 or something if that's 400.
Actually, first touchdown scorer, San Francisco defense plus 1,600.
Whoa.
Plus 1,600.
Maybe half a unit, quarter of a unit, whatever you got.
Put a little bit on there.
A little try it. My third one here, I'm going to go back to the Giants offense. Back to the Giants offense. Darius Slayton over 36.5 receiving yards, Joey, minus 110. Once again, and we saw the Giants offense really get kickstarted when they started throwing the ball against the Cardinals last week, right? And Darius Slayton was a big part of that. He had a bunch of targets. I think that is, if that worked at the end of the game, even though it was against a much worse opponent, in the Cardinals versus the Niners. It worked, and you don't have a lot of weapons here. And we know that Daniel Jones has a lot of trust in Darius Slayton. So I will go back to Darius Slayton at over 36.5 receiving yards. I think he can get that pretty easy.
Quick question from Mel here, and it's a good one. I think I have the answer to it. Guys, in the last hour, Daniel Jones passing attempts over 31.5 has fallen dramatically across all the books from -170 to -131 on Caesars. Why? I was going to say, yeah, I think it's, people just trying to get some more action on this. Like it was probably too juiced, as it were, and they're trying to just, see if we can get some people last minute interesting, because obviously he wasn't moving the needle.
Nobody went out. Yeah, that or
nobody's betting that at 170.
You want money coming in. I think, and maybe you got people betting the under of whatever it was too. So make it a little more appealing. Get both on back. Both.
Another question from the peanut gallery here. We also got Piggy. Is it okay to tell my wife that the dress she's wearing makes her look fat? No, Piggy, it's not. The over-under on you getting your ass kicked 2.5 times that night. I would take the over. So don't do that, Piggy. It's a bad idea. Everyone looks lovely. That's what you say. Everyone looks lovely. By the way, that San Francisco defense scoring, the first team, I feel like the first team one is greedy of us. Anytime is good enough at the four. I kind of want that.
Picking a defense to score is greedy. It happens every week, but it still doesn't mean it's not greedy.
It happens quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, somebody wins the lottery. Most times you run the lottery, but it's still greedy to think about it. So, but yeah, sometimes it works. So,
I might put them both together for $1 and see what I get on that. Versus for S's and G's. All right. So we got Paris Campbell. We've got Daniel Jones. Where do we go next?
Well, we had Darius Slayton too. Was the last one.
Darius Slayton too. That's right.
George Kittle
over 49ers. Okay.
Yeah, George Kittle over 3.5 receptions here is -130. Ayuk, like you said, he's playing, but I mean, how much is that going to be? He's definitely on a pitch count. We haven't really seen Kittle get involved. I mean, if Okereke is going to shadow Christian McCaffrey coming out of the backfield, which is what I would do, or a safety, then I think Kittle is going to be very much involved here in this passing game. They're going to find a lot of zones to drop him in, and no one can really run with him either. So I expect George Kittle to get back involved after not being so involved the last couple of weeks. And I think, we saw Christian McCaffrey have so many touches last week. You can't keep doing that. It's week 1, it's week 2 already. Shanahan said, well, we're going to ratchet him back. Then why not give Eli Mitchell 1 snap? Because the game was close. This game I don't expect to be close. Let's get Kittle involved.
Yeah, I like that too, especially if Ayuk's not 100%. He's just on the field. Piggy's got a real question, by the way. Safer defense this week, Kansas City or New England? Kansas City is the defense du jour this week. Wondering if Justin Fields says screw it, he's just gonna take the ball literally into his own hands and run amok and actually make that game a little bit more interesting. I think KC's probably the good one, but New England against Zach Wilson has been very good. I mean, he's got 7 turnovers against that New England Patriots defense in the 4 starts. So low total. I mean, the safer one is New England, but I think the big upside is KC. What do you think?
I've got KC everywhere. So I'm rolling KC against Fields. When Fields looks bad, he looks bad. He looks not like an NFL quarterback. He looks like you took a guy out of the G5 and threw him in to play in the NFL. That's what he looks like. He looks like you took a wide receiver from the G5 and made him play QB for the Bears. It's bad. It's bad.
Mel's telling us that BetMGM now has Daniel Jones over 31.5 attempts at -115. Would jump on that.
So here's my issue. I do think the Giants pass a lot, but I also question what the time of possession is going to be for the Giants.
Right. Well, part of that is being good. Part of that 31.5 is moving the sticks and being efficient. And I think it's really hard to do that without Saquon Barkley. He's the needle mover in the offense. So you're asking Hodgins and Paris Campbell, all these guys. I'm kind of a Boggs. I'd rather go for the individual wide receivers than the Daniel Jones collective and hope that you get everything in one play.
Right. Yeah. That's why I would rather go with the yards for the Giants in this game, because you can get most of that in 1 play, 2 plays, 3 plays. I don't know about the totals for the Giants in this game. I don't really want to mess with them unless they're on the defensive side, which we will get to right now. How about that?
All right. There it is. The defense. Look at the segue. So good.
You know what? I did switch this one. I do love Jason Pinnock. I believe it was over 5.5 tackles, what I saw before. At least it was when I was looking at a couple other things. But Javon Hargrave over 0.75 sacks. So just get one sack. You can't get half. It's plus 154. We're talking about Hargrave has the 4th highest win percentage among defensive linemen with 50 snaps played or more. That is 68 players have done that. The interior of the Giants offensive line is okay, but it's not good. And if we do expect the Niners to be winning in this game, this defense is going to be able to pin their ears back and get after the QB. So I really, really like this one for Hargrave, especially with the plus money. Eric Armstead, not a bad one either. I think the juice was a little better on him. I feel like I just trust Hargrave a little bit more. That's all.
Don't forget, everybody, make sure that you are setting the line alerts on the BettingPros app so you stay with notifications for any of the games that you're watching carefully. A lot of injuries. Bryce Young's not going to play now this week, so a lot of stuff still happening. A lot of guys waiting tomorrow to see. So set those line alerts on the BettingPros app and make sure you're syncing all your sports books. Make sure you're tracking all your bets. You can also follow us on there as well. The new design this year for the BettingPros app is it's just off the hook, man. It's so good. Go check that out. Also, for those who are just joining the show, I know some people are coming a little late. Christian had a question about what we thought regarding the over. I'm not into this number. I think it's spot on. I think it's a really good number. I'm leaning towards the San Fran side and the individual people. I think the anytime touchdowns, I think because I believe San Fran's going to score multiples, this is a night where anytime touchdowns make a lot of sense. The McCaffrey first touchdown makes a lot of sense. And then Kittle's a good one. I also think the San Fran defense is a good one too. But Boggs, that total number just doesn't move the needle for me tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I like the under. I don't like the over, and I say life too. I picked so many unders in my college article this week too, Joe. You'd be very disappointed. But look, I just don't really want to mess with it. I'll say that. There's props that I like more in this game today. So I mean, I lay the points to take the Niners. I like the under, but I don't love it. So
this is my Christian. That was my you joined us late, Christian, but that was my score, 31-13. That's why I said I don't like this number. So if you and I are thinking the same way, just stay away from it. But that's what you got to do here. So I'll do this real quick here for Blatz too. So our anytime touchdown scores tonight, looking at the board, the first touchdown scorer, again, you can get on DK right now, Christian McCaffrey at plus 260. That number is 170 over on FanDuel, so much different number. Debo's plus 420 to be the first one. San Fran D is now plus 1700. While I was talking to you, they just updated it. Was 16. So they must have heard us talking.
We're going to get some money from Bogman and Pisa P here.
They're like, come on, you sons of bees. We know you want to bet this one, and you know what? I do. But just the San Fran D to score plus 420. That might be one of the best returns in this game on the board because the Giants offense without Saquon is going to be rough. I think it's just going to be a rough night at the office for them. So I would not be shocked if there was a pick six involved in this game or a strip sack return, like something like that. Boggs makes a ton of sense to me. That's how I'm approaching this one. I think you throw a unit on this and you let it go. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fine. You know, if you're already lower on units because of early season betting, then maybe skip that one. But I love quadrupling up your money a little bit more than that with this juice. I love that. So
not me. I'm up after that Micah Parsons game. Let's go. Micah Parsons one man crew to get you back on track, and then the Monday night. So finally. You know, I always start like this. It's like the first week that's why I'm very careful the first week or so. I'm like feeling things out and I'm like, okay.
Week one's always weird, so
that's why
I always bet way more week two. Yeah,
so did I. So week 2 is much better. Week 3 is going to get off to a good start today. Don't forget to bet smarter, not harder. Make sure you download the BettingPros app. Make sure you drop a comment below. Make sure you subscribe to BettingPros YouTube channel so you can win that James Cook jersey. It's not going to give away itself. Click the bell till it goes ding. And don't forget to like the stream on the way out. It's an easy thing to do. We appreciate all you hanging out with us. We'll be back again Monday night to do it all again. 5 p.m. Eastern every Monday, every Thursday. Scott Bogman and I breaking down the standalone games. Good times here. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Scott Bogman, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.
See you.